Sewer District meeting to order October 11th, 2016 at 5:30. Okay, meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the September 20 meeting minutes.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No public comment. Manifest and payroll, I need a motion.
Make a motion that we approve manifest and payroll in front of us.
And the billing commitment.
Oh, and the billing commitment.
Which is also there.
Okay.
I got payroll,
Right here.
and I got the warrant.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's no
that's the
manifest,
billing.
it's payroll and
Warrant.
the billing commitment. Yeah.
Okay. I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, I got the chair that doesn't roll.
That one I gave Steve is the one with the pit. I hate being the shortest one sitting in the shortest chair because then
You look pretty,
I look like
pretty robust to me.
I look like an elf. Okay.
Here we go.
New business.
Yeah.
Determination on status of sewer services.
Yes, I just want to give you a little update. We are working with a resident to determine whether the septic system is private, you know, with a tank and leach field, or if it's on sewer.
Right.
And this was raised because a realtor actually called to determine whether
They were selling property?
well, that street.
Okay.
And I don't think it's that same place. 3 of the houses have been resolved one way or in both directions.
Right.
One's on sewer with us and 2 have a private system. It's not an easy determination from above ground, so we are working with a resident to see if they would allow a septic system to come in and dig it, and we could share the expense.
Okay.
Because
How much work was that for the other piece of property?
$360. We split it in half, 180.
Right, but I meant work-wise. Like, it's not tearing up their whole yard or anything. They're
You gotta-
able
you
to
gotta
go
chase the
around. You
line.
kind
You
of
gotta
chase the line.
Yeah, they actually had left it with us that the husband was gonna do it, and then they hired somebody else to do it. And we offered to pay half the cost that we had obtained from one of the service organizations.
Right.
And they were gracious and accepted it. And we would offer this person the same.
Right.
The deal is, the problem is, if they're on our system, we need to be billing them.
Correct.
You know, that's what
Right,
our
what
job
we
is,
do.
to determine it. If they're not, great.
Yep.
Point of clarification though, if the line goes by their house, do they either have to pay the curb fee or?
Oh, it may not go by. It may not go by.
So I thought that
They
the
have
house
to be
in question
within-
here was before, there was at least one house after this
Yeah.
that was connected.
Okay, so
But-
the way it works.
Is that how, did you get that from Jason?
No,
I didn't.
that's one of our ordinances.
Yeah.
that-
Yes, no, I know there is. There's an
It's
access
actually
fee.
DES.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that has not come up, so I'm thinking that's not applying because we would have thought of that. We would have thought
I'm
of
not 100% sure. We would have thought of
that. No,
that.
I think we would have thought of that.
Okay.
We talk about it in other circumstances that people would have to.
Yeah, because there's so many feet.
Yeah.
You know, DES.
Yeah, and maybe that's
As
the
well.
thing too, they're not within 250 feet. So we do know that. I mean, we talk about it.
Right, so
Right.
it could be a case of one fee versus another in here. I mean, this person's
Right,
been paying nothing,
Right.
to the point.
right. So in any case,
Right. It's either going to be the minimum
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
or
Well,
nothing if we can approve private.
Unless they're
Within.
outside 250 feet from the line, because then they don't have to pay
Right.
the minimum access fee. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that this is,
Right.
we're trying to resolve it
Okay.
amicably with the woman.
Right.
Right.
So, and we did with the other 2, and so now we
Okay.
have one that is being billed.
Right. And the
What?
one that's being built is going to be private.
No,
The one that's being built is going to be on our line.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean build.
Build.
We are,
Okay.
I mean, if for 20,
We have
30
one that's
years,
still in
these folks
question.
haven't been on our billing system, they've had the pleasure of sewer services without being billed. so we're trying to determine
Right.
one way or the other. The town records all show them as being on public system, which is not the case,
Right,
and they don't.
but,
Yeah.
go ahead, finish
Just
and
no
I'll.
permits that
Okay.
they have, and no permits at DES.
Okay.
Which typically,
So the two properties, sorry, Chris, the
Mhm.
two properties that are farther down the road, are they within the 250-foot? Okay,
I will get to the bottom of that.
yes, because we need to find
Now that,
out.
well, I don't think the minimum charge is in play here, because I'm quite certain our crack staff would have.
If I may say that the road in question here, it's my memory that the houses are pretty close to the street.
Oh, very close to
Yeah.
the street,
Right.
so I
But
can't
the
imagine that
line may
they're,
not be. It might be in the backyards,
Ah, okay.
or down around the corner.
the main?
You know what? It's all
All right,
academic.
Okay.
we would
I would- we
appreciate
need
some
to find more
clarification.
info.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you need to be in the details. We will do the right thing. We'll resolve it with the woman if there's a minimum charge. I mean, you can sort
Right.
of rely on us
But-
getting through the process.
Okay, so just,
I'm making a note about the minimum charge.
well, besides that, DES's regulations are, the board has the last say in this. And what I mean by that is, if the sewer comes down and they are within the 250 foot, they have to prove a working septic system, and then we decide whether or not we accept that working septic system or make them tie in.
And we had a case like this last year where we asked the customer to provide a
Proof that it was working.
yes, that's correct.
But that's because somebody complained. Somebody thought that the system was not functioning.
Okay.
So we kind of had to,
Right, but I
Determine
mean,
it.
when we put the line down Fairgrounds Road, okay, I had a working septic system.
So
My
then-
neighbor had a working septic system, you had a working septic system, but we all, period,
volunteer.
had to tie in.
You had
No,
to.
we had no choice.
Okay. Well, this is an older neighborhood, an older
Right,
septic
so
system.
we just need to find
Yeah.
out
No,
the line.
I just wanted you
right.
to know, we are digging after this. We will.
You're digging after it, literally.
There was a little conflict with the person, and that's what I wanted you to know.
Right,
about.
yes.
We will do the right thing.
Right.
And I will update you.
We just kind of need to make sure that this is for everybody. You know,
Yes.
the whole
Yes,
district, not
absolutely.
just one
Everybody gets
individual.
treated the same.
Precedent,
Right,
yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Everybody gets treated the same.
Okay, fun. Did you have something?
No, I'm
Okay.
I'm good with that.
So the next new business is preliminary proposed 2017
Oh, Sorry for the
CIP
typo.
and budget figures. I figured it
Yeah.
out.
Thank you. And we don't need to discuss this at all tonight. It's just here is what we've started working on so far. Here's a copy for Steve. This is the updated CIP. And let me just tell you what the packet's got in it. You got a water page, you have a sewer page, and then the back 3 sheets are the details
Okay.
of all these items, so that in the CIP, we're not talking about, the 8 inches of pipe for 1,000 feet,
Right.
in what we'll print in the town report. So if you want the detail, it's in the back.
Okay. Has any of this changed, revamped?
One thing, at the suggestion of Commissioner Woods,
Uh-huh.
we
What'd you do?
No, we have included a section on pump stations.
Right.
And the other work that Jason did with Mike Terrio was to go through and make sure that if we were contemplating the replacement of the water line, that we had the corresponding amount of money for sewer, if it was applicable there.
Right.
And I believe our water master plan may have understated numbers somewhat. So we have a better,
How
we have
unfortunate.
we have a better handle. Mike Terrio gave Jason the methodology that their engineering firm uses to install pipe.
Okay.
So we've updated the amounts of money, I guess.
Okay.
And
So I'm
we've added-
guessing these are more expensive figures than we originally anticipated. Of course.
of course, and we've added the sewer side if
Right.
if it wasn't. And we've, I think it's good, we didn't have any anticipated capital improvements planning for the pump stations, and certainly they're gonna, some of those costs are huge. If this one, if it gets rerouted, or if they're completely revamped, we're talking about a lot of money, so.
Right.
Okay.
Yep, so we've added that.
Yay.
And so I kind of like the way we've done it. It suits Jason's needs because he gets all the detail, but for
Right, for you, you don't need
finances and for the reports,
Right.
I just
Yes.
need
the big
just the
numbers.
top page, right?
Yep.
So that's
Okay,
that.
no, this
and
is
that-
really
Yeah, no,
helpful.
it is good.
Yeah, and that, as you know, that informs the budget. And so we have sewer. This is the sewer page, the sewer pages, and okay, here's the water. You'll see that
Thanks.
this is very preliminary.
Right,
Okay, very preliminary. The yellow lines, the yellow highlights mean we don't have the number yet. And most of that is things like debt service and a few other things that we want to check. But
Insurance, yeah.
most of the operational, right, we don't even have the rates for some of the items.
Right.
And we don't at this time of the year. And the grayed out lines, yeah, on this one, those are salary figures that will be updated once the consumer price index for October is known that was just her reminder to herself that those all need to be
okay.
replaced eventually. So in 2 weeks we'll have more numbers, in a month we'll have more numbers, and I don't think there are any surprises here for you because you are so tuned in with what the needs are. We've actually cut the budget in a few places
Yeah,
where we had a track record. We could see that it wasn't going to cost as much as we did. We thought the year before.
and it looks like we have line items we're getting rid of.
Yep,
Further simplification.
further simplification, yes.
Okay.
Yep. And so this is just, this is going to be a work in progress, and I think I mentioned this, but we could aim to adopt this the first meeting in December. So I'll have in 2 weeks, I'll have another version for you, but just if you want to read through and see if you have any questions
Yeah.
as we go or want to
Okay.
tweak it.
Yep.
Is Jason gonna come in and talk to us about this
He
stuff,
certainly
or?
is.
Awesome.
Yeah, he will.
Great.
He will. Yep. Yeah. Once you get finished with the capital things, there's not much.
Everything else should trug along as normal.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and we had to add one thing to our debt service, and we just got the reports from the treasurer, so I just told Cindy we could do that next time.
Okay.
Not like we're gonna cut that. Okay. Our loans.
Okay. Any other new business? Any questions?
No.
Anything? Okay, letters from select board and response, old business.
You have received those 2 letters
Yes.
that I sent you from Chairman
Conklin?
Conklin, thank you. And I drafted a response for you, and you've seen that, and
You added something to
I
the
did add
response.
something, sorry, I don't know what this is, but my mom's in the hospital, so that's why I have it. But that's not it.
Sorry.
No, she's all right.
No, she's not, she's in
No,
hospital.
she'll be okay. What I added to it was information about the original legislation that created and established the district, which contains language that says to dig ditches in the highways and streets in said district and to place and maintain pipes therein for conducting the water and to relay, extend, and repair the same at pleasure,
Okay,
rather than to talk about obtaining a permit to
Right.
excavate.
but we were willing to still work with the town and obtain a permit if that makes their life easier in the
I think,
auspices of being cordial and,
Spirit of.
right.
yes,
Well,
yes, the letter
Thank you, that's
says,
the
rather
word
than
I
go
was
through
looking
the
for.
formal permit process, we'll be glad to notify the highway supervisor. I did get a copy of the excavation permit. And then I remembered, oh yeah, this is attached to a statute. I looked at the statute, and this seems to be designed for a contractor.
Okay, so not us.
Well, it seems to be designed for a contractor, but there's some signatures required around town and then select board approval. And I didn't think we would want to bind us to have to wait for a board
A meeting, right, exactly. If we have to get something done, we can't,
Right.
but,
informing the highway superintendent, that's easy.
right, we can inform the select board, we can inform the town hall, we can inform whoever they want us to inform.
Right.
As long as we don't necessarily have to go through the permitting process. I
Right,
think
and
that
this
would make
also
more sense.
answers Jason's question about what the standards are.
Right,
It's in this note. I had to kind of chase this down, like I started to ask Mike Conklin where could we have one, but then I just found it.
okay,
And I gave it to Jason. And so, I don't,
Well, we could suggest to them if there's some type of information that they would like, consistent information.
right,
Right.
and we have. I
Make
mean,
a form.
Even if we fill out the form, but don't have to run it around town.
Right.
right,
But Jason makes a point to inform the highway supervisor when we're gonna open a road, every time, anyway.
Mhm.
so maybe just an additional call over to town hall, to the
That's not what
selectman's
they-
office and
That's not what
say,
they've asked for. They want this highway superintendent to be, highway supervisor to be.
well, if Jason's already communicating with him, then doing the permitting process isn't going to speed anything up or help Joe Fagnan anyway,
Right.
right?
No,
But
Am
they
I
are
missing the
asking- They
point?
are asking for us to apply.
yeah.
Are they asking for us to
'cause-
apply for a
yes.
permit, or are they asking
Here
us
are the two
to,
letters that they sent. Here's the,
oh, follow the permit procedure in the future? See, we
Right.
can't,
Right.
we don't have the benefit to be able to follow their permitting procedure, though we could simplify the permitting form so they have something in writing.
we could put information down and drop it off at the highway garage if that's what.
Yeah, if that's what they want, I think that's probably a good idea.
An informational notice.
Notice,
That's
yeah.
Right. Right.
Not a permit, but a notice.
Right.
Yeah,
And did you,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
remember if you said
In the
that.
first paragraph, I said, rather than following the formal permit process,
Okay,
whatever the rest of that sentence is, but then I'm also suggesting that from time to time.
we meet about this. Yep, I
when
remember
we-
that.
And then we can learn what they're anticipating,
Yeah.
they can learn what we have on the docket, and open communication, so it would flow a little bit better.
Right.
Okay. And,
And you can wait and sign that later on if you want to.
no, I was confused about the second letter having to do with Northern Pass, and
Right. So that's
that
separate.
was nothing we discussed at all at the meeting last week, and we'll be glad to do our side of it, but not.
It's in
Right,
paragraph.
exactly, 2.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay. All right, so I need a motion that we sign this and get this over to the selectmen.
I'll make a motion that we sign the letter to the Plymouth Select Board regarding the two issues we have just discussed.
I will second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't know how to sign my name just without the, can't do that. It just doesn't flow.
oh, without the big J?
No, without the whole name.
Oh,
I'm like, wait, and I stopped and I'm like, that's not right. I keep going.
okay. I should take
Any other
these
old
back,
business?
Unless you want those.
Oh, no,
You
sorry.
have them anyway in your electronic files.
No other old business.
No other old
Okay.
business.
Other business, general discussion of district fees.
Right, and let me start by saying, I'm not asking for answers tonight, just,
You'll get them anyway.
easy. As part of our ongoing review of the ordinance, we needed to look at the fee structure, and.
And are you including, sorry for interrupting, things like septic fees and stuff like that? So
Connection,
I have all the
hydrant,
fees.
yeah, all the
Okay,
fees.
got it.
And we need to do that because we're gonna revamp our forms. and so
Right. Wanna have
Everything has to be in
everything-
sync and uniform.
Yep.
So I sat down with Kim and Jason, because they are the fee people, and basically, we came up with a lot of questions, and again, I think our job is gonna be to bring a recommendation to you. But I
Okay.
want you to know some of the things we're kind of tossing around.
Right.
And if you have guidance, we would love to have it.
Are
Those
there things
answers.
that, are there fees that have not been formally adopted that we need to add, or is that part of?
Well, I think they're old. The fees have been in place for a number of years, and
Yes.
probably haven't kept up with inflation.
Right,
they
so
kept
they're
up,
just-
and, yeah, let me go through what our questions are.
Okay, okay, no,
Okay.
I'm listening.
I mean, Jason's first question was, the numbers seem somewhat arbitrary, and you probably don't know how they were formed, because they were formed before we were all here maybe, or at least some of them. Are we trying to recover cost? Are we trying to just offset cost? When we make a connection fee just for a residential, it seems simple, but a lot of times people need more help than they think, and it takes a lot of Jason's time, sometimes going back and forth on site, which is part of our job, no complaints there, but, he's not doing other things.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Right.
And so, are we trying to recover his time cost, or is it just a fee and it all comes out in the wash with every other resident? Commercial ones, or the PSU one, took an enormous amount of time and back and forth. The residential ones, not so much, but sometimes, there are some visits and shut-offs and turn-ons and, inspections.
Well, I should think that there could be two different fees, one for residential and
One
commercial.
for commercial.
Oh, there
But,
are.
but I think it's probably also the case that with many organizations, that fee probably doesn't cover
Right.
the recapture,
complete-
on
right,
an
it's
hourly
just an
basis.
offset.
Yeah, it's
Agree, yeah.
Yep.
it's something that has to be there as part of the application process, but I don't think we can expect to be capturing it as like a consulting fee.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
But we may not be even approaching a reasonable
Recapture.
recapture.
Right, well, if we have fees that are $5 or $10, well, that's probably not
Yeah, right.
in line with
Right,
today's world, so
right.
that's something the order of magnitude has to be reviewed.
We have in the form that folks have to leave a deposit for an engineer's review, and then usually they get billed for the rest of it later on. That's the deal. Here's your down payment, and we need to add the attorney's review, if that's applicable.
Yep.
As a mainline extension.
Right.
And that's not enough. It's at $250, and as you know, that we pay for 2 hours of an
Okay, so that should be
engineer.
probably doubled.
Yeah, okay. And let's see, in keeping with the spirit of coordinating the ordinances, we thought we'd not have, we have application fees for everything. A whole set for water, residential, commercial, it goes down through. And then the sewer, same thing. We could have one set of forms with check boxes, is this a sewer or is it a water? Just to consolidate and
It
make.
seems like it's a lot simpler for document management.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Agreed.
we can do that. We're looking at some other towns to see what they do too. And
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna suggest.
yeah, I mean, Hanover has a comprehensive set of fees for everything they do, but we're not Hanover either.
Right.
So we can look at their model, but then maybe back off
Yeah.
the fee,
Right.
the amount. So we have that, and we are doing that. We have charges, we have meter charges that are baked into the cost of the meter.
Right, we get billed every month, is that what
Yeah.
you're?
And Jason wants to establish some sort of a method so that there's either include gallons per day, or something that maybe the replacement over 10 years of meters, because we have to do that. And again, this is
A
just
real,
some method where we're
real-time
trying
method
to
rather
capture-
than arbitrary number.
Yeah, thank you. The other thing too is when people have clogged filters, sometimes that plays havoc with our meters. and we have to go out there and clean out the filter.
Where would the filter be?
It's post meter.
It's part of the, isn't it part of the meter? I think we have to clean out the filter in the meter to make the meter run.
I wasn't aware that there
Maybe
were.
I
maybe
don't
it's-
think
well,
there's-
Maybe it's their own filtration system, but silt in the clogged filters is my note, and it plays havoc with the meters.
Oh, so maybe it's, yeah, maybe there's some kind of pulse, but when the
Yeah.
filter gets really clogged.
Yeah, so we're out there cleaning
Yeah.
the filters.
Right.
If it's post meter,
That should be the,
that's on the homeowner.
Well,
but,
yeah, but if we can't get our meter to run, then we discover what's wrong and clean it out. That's part of what we're saying here. If we're cleaning out people's clogged filters.
Well, then that should be hourly, real time, real money.
because that becomes.
That's the plumber's
Right,
job,
that
not
that
our
becomes-
guy's job. So
Oh,
that's
good.
real money.
Oh, good.
Right, because if they didn't hire us.
They'd have to
do-
hire a
right,
plumber.
they'd have to hire a plumber, which is gonna be minimum $75 house
Yeah.
call and et cetera, et cetera.
Just a couple, three more. On certain roads, there are recovery charges, and we're not sure, because we're kind of new, if they make any sense at all anymore. For example, and you two will be familiar with this more than I,
Fairgrounds Road recovery charge?
there's a Fairgrounds Road recovery charge, and now we've installed yet another sewer line out there. So what are we recovering charges for? The first one? Like,
Well, the recovery charges on Fairgrounds Road should be done. They're only there now for new buildings. We
Okay.
each
let me write that down.
had to pay a recovery charge based on the overall, it was a percentage based on the overall cost
Yep.
of, and this was when I was on the board, so I can really speak to this.
Mm-hmm.
It was a percentage of the overall cost of the line that was going in. And everybody who tied in, period,
Paid
we
recovery.
all paid,
The recovery charge.
which was not
And probably
insignificant, I
Right,
might add.
right, I'm sure almost everybody chose to pay that over time, but it was,
Oh, no, I think everybody paid it one
time?
lump sum.
I can't remember, was that, like, it was
That was-
several thousand.
That was the
dollars.
$5,000
Right.
fee.
So we still have it on our books, but it makes sense if it's for new construction.
Except, this had to do with Pump Station 1.
Right, I have that on my list. Tenny and Fairgrounds and Pump One.
Okay, so this had to do with the build out on Fairgrounds Road and the capacity of Pump Station 1.
Yep.
So we gave people the option, i.e. that development, that, the housing development that went in. They had to, if they owned the land already, they had to pay X amount for helping upgrade the pump station. So
Okay.
there's the upgrade to the pump station cost.
Right.
Because this was over and above just the regular connections. So anybody who wanted to put in a housing development or something like that bought into the pump station upgrade.
Okay.
Well, it's just an infrastructure upgrade that would be
right.
necessary.
It
in
would
order
be
to make the-
necessary in order to be able to put the housing development in.
Alright. So we can leave that alone for new construction.
No,
It should be just.
it's
Everybody.
it's built out based on the applications that have already gone in.
Okay.
So for example, the people who, like, is it Blackie's?
Yep.
Okay, he's paid in
Okay.
full for his build out. So when houses come in there, they will pay the connection fee. But he can also build into his lot price to recover his cost. But he's already paid.
Okay. It's still on the schedule, and I guess,
It probably shouldn't be.
alright.
Because technically, nobody else can build out on Fairgrounds Road any longer
Because we're
at capacity for Pump Station 1.
Okay.
If somebody wants to build out now on Fairgrounds Road, what they are gonna have to do is talk to us about how much more money it's going to cost for the increase in Pump Station 1, and that's gonna come back directly to that particular developer. because it has nothing to do with the residents that are already tied in and living on that road.
Okay.
And the developer's gonna say, thank you very much, scrap
Right.
that idea, when he
Right.
gets them to figure.
Right.
$400,000
Right.
later.
Exactly, but I mean, that's what we determined, because
Yes.
we had engineers come through, we had lots of people come through and look at this, and there really aren't very many places on Fairgrounds Road that you can put anything anymore where the sewer line is.
Okay,
Well,
all right,
our-
that helps.
Our property,
And we will cut your hands off.
Oh, here it is.
just saying.
I thought we were gonna have a little meeting about a one sheet, the connection fees, and Kim, we sat down. So here are the recovery charges for Fairgrounds and Pump Station 1, but they shouldn't be on the books at all anymore?
No, they're done.
Okay, fine. That's an easy answer.
Simplification Act.
Yeah.
And what about Tenny? Yeah.
Now, Tenny, no, because there is still potential build out on
Okay,
Tenny.
all right, so people should be paying recovery
Three
charges?
fees on Tenny.
Yeah, here it is.
Yep,
Okay,
and that probably needs
right.
to be revamped.
good. This
Okay.
is kind of helpful to go through all this. Jason has a notion for you to consider. As you know, we have like 19 towns that pay $100 to sort of join us.
Right.
And their residents get a better fee when their septage is being disposed of
Yes.
with us. And I think it's $7 and then it's $8.50 or something if you don't live in one of those towns. So when the trucks come in and they've got mixed loads, they don't know, how much they pay a higher fee. And the haulers give feedback to the folks at the plant, and they would rather come here than, say, for example, to go to Allenstown because it's so much further.
Okay.
Allenstown is charging one flat fee for everybody, whether you're in or out of the so-called, compact area. So this is just a question to float for you. Would we want to consider either reducing the non-district fee? I don't think it should be the same, because those towns are paying $100 to be in it, and it affects the septic spreading
Right.
agreements.
Right.
But if we are building this $1.3 million septic improvement project, do we want to sort of maximize our revenue by reducing the price a little bit and then attracting more septage?
The question comes is if the plant can handle more septage.
Yeah, apparently it can. Yes.
As long as we don't start having
Right,
those
right.
beasties on the RVCs go crazy.
Right, I mean, this is a
We
cost.
don't want redworm bloom and all that nasty,
All right, so
horrible.
when Jason comes in,
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
we can further this discussion.
This is
Yeah.
a pretty careful cost benefit. I mean, I'd like to hear
Right.
the whole story
Right,
about
exactly.
wear and tear on the plant. It's,
Yep, and we actually have reduced our fee,
Mhm.
and we settled on 100.
Okay.
It used to be more
For the
expensive.
For the in-town, for the in-district,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I guess there's some leachate from Bethlehem that we could take, and it's just the liquid leachate, and sludge from Woodstock, which Woodstock's having a problem with because of the microbrewery up there. He's playing havoc somehow, I don't know what this
Mhm.
is.
Well, why do we want to take it if you can play havoc with
I
us?
don't know. I don't know. Those are just things
well, I'm
you
sure
mentioned.
Jason.
I'm sure he knows, but I'd like to hear it
Rather than
from
waste
him.
any more time on
Yep.
this now, I just rather say,
Yeah.
let's have the technical
Right.
discussion.
Well, I hope we're not wasting time, because I kind of wanted to just tell you what.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's important that we know
Yeah,
it's.
just-
But I think we have questions that Jason needs to
Right,
answer,
yeah.
I like
more
to-
than,
You probably know my approach with you guys is like, try to introduce what we're thinking about.
before dropping the ball.
Yeah, instead of coming in
Drop
and
the
saying,
bomb.
here, so you know, and then
Right.
you can think about it for good
Yeah.
decision making down the road. Good communication, all that stuff. Okay, that's,
We're all about infiltration here of knowledge.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's it for that discussion.
we wouldn't want that infiltration of knowledge to get in
Oh.
here.
No I and I.
No, I and I.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so any
Actually-
other business, and I see
Just for-
notes.
Just ever so briefly, do we have any idea about what the status is on engineering for South Main Street and when we might be receiving
Yeah, I gave.
Said
Stuff.
bomb.
Yes, you know what, I don't have it in front of me, but it's on my desk, and I gave you all guys a copy of it. It's the, what do you call those charts? The Gantt chart.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think he's gonna be engineering till December.
Okay.
Without looking
Okay.
at it again.
That's all I want.
Yep.
That's all I need to hear.
And then out to bid in the early winter, and,
Okay. I just want to get some
And-
mental sense of the timeline.
yeah. Oh, excuse me, wait a minute, no, that Gantt chart is for the septic. Excuse me, time out. Wrong project.
Okay.
The project we're working on. No, the only thing I know about that is it's ongoing now. They're actively engineering.
Okay.
Okay.
We've gathered the data.
We've got the
that
smoke test
that they
done
needed.
and-
We've got the smoke test done. We don't have the data from Kevin French's surveying firm yet, which they need.
I
Yeah.
see.
So I'll get them. I'll see what Mike's thinking about.
Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
understand. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here, so it may take a little.
Yeah, I'll make a note.
And I actually have other business too.
Okay.
Has Northern Pass gotten back to us about popping those manholes?
The
Or
Northern
the
Pass
contractor,
contractors?
yes.
Yes, they have, and they would like to take our option B, which was you do the work, we have one person monitor, you pay for our person, and you have to engage.
If anything breaks,
If
it's
anything breaks, yep,
theirs.
that's it's part
On
of the
them.
deal. And they also need to get their own traffic control and safety by contacting the police.
Okay.
All right, good.
Because
Good.
they're the deciders.
Nice, good.
And I did talk to the police, and they said, yeah, for that magnitude of a project, we definitely have officers
Excellent.
on hand. So
Right.
I said, that's back in your corner, you
Right.
need to,
Right.
so I don't know
Northern
what they're-
Pass will
yeah, I
be,
don't know what they're doing.
Northern Pass
And that's just
contractors
for the
will be.
50 sewer manholes.
Right, the only ones they requested from us.
We don't.
Yes.
Yes,
we're
the
clear
ones
that we're
they
not-
requested from us.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
yep.
All clear.
All right, so just a few minutes over purchase recs. We have 5.
Right.
Any extra ones?
Nope,
Okay.
just the ones.
All right, so we have 5 purchase requests. 254885 to BMS for computer support. 61960 to Wilson Tire for truck tires. 1125 to Water Industries for pump station 8 pump replacement. $1,008 to Central New Hampshire Aggregates for sand and gravel. $3,359.47 to AAA Pump Services for emergency repair of pump station 4. Okay, I guess I need a motion.
Yes, I'll make a motion that we approve these 5 purchase recs by consent agenda.
I will second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, and then, while we're signing, we can make the announcement for non-public.
Oh, yes, make a motion that we go into non-public session pursuant to RSA 91-A:3, Section 2D.
And I will second that at 6:10.